Hello, hello, and welcome to another collective reading. As you can see, I am in a new space today. I'm actually traveling for work. Funny enough, the room number that I got that I'm staying in right now is 221, and that's actually my birthday. So shout out to all the Pisces. We love a Pisces. Why don't we do a reading for Pisces today? Whether you're a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, we all have Pisces in our chart. There are 12 houses, and there's a zodiac sign for each of those houses. So if you have your natal chart, I would suggest you go and look and see what placement you have in Pisces, and we'll read to that today. That's just a little spark of inspiration. That definitely wasn't the plan, but I think it's very fitting since I'm in room 221. My birthday's 221. We're still in the shadow of the 7-7 portal. 3 times 7 is 21. We talked about yesterday. So let's do a reading for Pisces and Pisces placements. Let's see what the energy is. Maybe I do a reading for all signs, starting with Pisces. Tomorrow, I'll do Aries. On the 28th, though, I will do another 7-7 portal reading. And maybe I do 2 readings on that day. So let's see. Ooh, okay, Pisces. What's going on here? What is going on here, Pisces? Let's put the cards to the side for now and read what we have on the board. Remember, this is the U position. This is energy surrounding. So you have the King of Swords at the U position. This is a king that, again, swords, air, that knowledge, that wisdom. He's sharp. He's I won't say all-knowing, because that is God, who is all-knowing, but he is definitely quick-witted and sharp. It kind of reminds me a little bit of King Solomon. King Solomon was the wisest king of them all, so maybe this is a little King Solomon. Are you a smart cookie, Pisces? I would say yes. Definitely a smart cookie. We also have the Knight of Cups and the Devil card. These positions right here are energies surrounding. So let's do the Knight of Cups and then we'll do the Devil card. Remember, these 2 cards are not linear. You don't have to read them from left to right. These are surrounding energies. So thanks for staying for that little demonstration. But the King of Swords, I think the King of Swords is going to change a little bit with the Devil card. It also will change a little bit with the Knight of Cups, but let's see what we got going on. Energy surrounding Knight of Cups and the Devil. Knight of Cups is one of the slower moving cups, or slower moving knights rather. He has a cup, which remember is water elements. It represents your emotions, your desires, those types of things. But the interesting thing about the Knight of Cups is that he also has air symbols, wings, on his feet and on his helmet. So this suggests the quickness at which, the speed at which he moves. I think it also represents that there is air energy within this very watery card. I forgot to mention that the King of Swords has butterflies on his throne, symbolizing change and transformation. Also two waxing and waning crescent moons. So this is the process of which the caterpillar goes into its cocoon and it essentially turns itself into goo, and then uses that cocoon as a mode of transformation into this beautiful butterfly. I think what it's also, especially with the moon, the waxing and waning moon, crescent moon at the top of his throne, I wonder if there's a little separation between, there's always separation between the conscious and the unconscious, but I wonder if that's also being represented here. With the Knight of Cups, remember our thoughts dictate our emotions. So again, air is thoughts, water, emotion. So I wonder if there's a marrying of these two things right here, your thoughts and your emotions. Yesterday was another very swords heavy reading. I wonder what this, I feel like we're reading towards a situation now rather than a person, which is interesting. The reason why I think that we're reading towards a situation is because that wanted to flip, but it didn't. But let's see, Two of Swords. Yeah, we're definitely reading towards a situation now. The reason why I say that, before we pulled, well, we didn't pull it, before we saw the Two of Swords, we have the Devil here. And what the Devil is calling and asking us to do is to become aware of those unhealthy patterns and cycles. We see two people, almost looks like identical to the Lovers, but instead of in that card where they are free and liberated, here they are chained and bounded. This speaks to addictions, unhealthy patterns, unhealthy cycles, things that keep us chained and bounded. So I definitely think we're reading towards a situation. Again, this reading is for Pisces. I would be interested for you to find out where Pisces lies in your one of your 12 houses. That can do a lot of context finding for this reading for you. In the chat, in the comments, put down where Pisces lies in your chart. I would be really interested to go through those and figure those out as according to this reading. But I definitely think this is towards a situation where your emotions and your thoughts are being challenged because you're surrounded by this particular energy that might have you blocked or might be slowing things down for you right here with the Devil card. Things don't move very fastly when you're chained and bounded. Queen of Swords. So this might be a very intellectual, we'll put it right here where it's supposed to go. This definitely is your swords heavy. And as a Pisces, we can definitely get lost in our thoughts a lot. So this is very interesting. But this last row, remember, this last row right here represents, ooh, that was a nice one, represents the journey. So to start off your journey, you have Queen of Swords. Let's see what else comes out. These cards want to pop. You had the Tower that wanted to pop but didn't pop. And then in the case we shuffle, wanted to pop, didn't pop. I wonder what that means. These cards that want to pop but don't want to pop. Is something hidden in your unconscious that you don't want to come out. Maybe something is just at the surface and it's right underneath the surface, and maybe the situation is you're going through a shadow work period. Maybe you're going through some inner work, and there's something that wants to pop out. It's right at the surface. It's at the tip of your tongue, but it's just not quite ready to come out yet. Let's see. Let me see if we get any more poppers. I think that also has something to do. Everything in tarot means something, or it can mean nothing. Depends on how you look at it. But let's go ahead and cut the deck. Let's see what comes out. Okay. Oh, well, you complete the journey. Whatever it is that you're going through, you complete it. So kudos to you. If you're going through shadow work right now, if you're in the throes of it, like you are just like lost in your thoughts, yeah, might have a little bit of that. Let's see what else. Very swords heavy, very swords heavy. Remember we got this card yesterday? Remember, it doesn't mean heartbreak. There's something that the ego, yes, there's something that the ego wants to come alive, but it's just at the surface. It's not ready to pop out yet. And that's bringing you a little bit of grief. Sometimes we can feel grief with the Devil card. Is there something that is deceitful going on? Are you deceiving yourself? Is somebody deceiving you? Are there lies involved? The reason why I ask those questions is because we also got a jumper, the Seven of Swords. But I think this card is so interesting because it definitely looks like this guy is a thief, because it looks like he's stealing these swords from these tents in the background. But also take note, look at how he's holding the swords. He's holding the swords by the blade. Can you tell me that you're gonna get hurt by doing that? Duh. So you went on this not you, this person went on this this task to go thieve these swords, and then you hold the swords. Yeah, you hold the swords by the blade. This is really good. And then you have the Ace of Swords. Girl, guy, they, them, whomever. And I'm gonna put these over here. You are in your thoughts heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords. 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Well, Ace of Swords, 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords, King and Queen of Swords. You are in your thoughts heavy. I mean, heavy. And through this journey, it's asking you to get a hold of your thoughts. Look at the Queen. She stands ready. She's almost like beckoning people to come and approach her throne. Her throne is actually adorned with like an angel, a little baby angel, as well as butterflies, just like the King of Swords. Her sword stands upright. This means she is impeccable with her word. She is somebody who speaks the truth. She is honest, but with her honesty, she's not cutthroat mean. It may be cutthroat what she's saying, but she's not mean with it. You know what I'm saying? The honest truth can hurt, but she's not the type of person who says, well, you know, just being honest, or truth hurts, like not in that kind of mean girl type of way. She says what needs to be said in a matter-of-fact way and lets it settle and lets the dust settle the way that it needs to settle. In this particular journey, you are victorious, because remember, the first card that we pulled out here was the World card. But what's going to happen, or what is happening, is you start this new journey. You move through the Devil card. I wonder if part of the issue that you're having, maybe the unconscious, or the pattern, the unhealthy pattern beneath all of this, is that you're not very nice to yourself. Are you mean to yourself? Sometimes we can be our worst critic. Like the things that we say to ourselves, we would never say to another person. Like, oh my gosh, some of the things that I say to myself, you know, being self-deprecating, that's a cycle. The Devil card doesn't always mean addiction. You know, it doesn't always mean that you're gambling and, you know, drinking and doing drugs and pornography. It's not all those things. Sometimes it's the way that we think. Sometimes we are addicted to a certain type of thought pattern. And that, in the science of neuroplasticity, if you think a certain thought enough times, it starts driving certain grooves in your brain where your neurons start firing off in that way all the time. But the thing about neuroplasticity is we also have the ability to change the way that we think and alter, find the opposite, and build those grooves as well. That's the beauty of neuroplasticity. You go on this new journey, and I think it's about time that you go on this new journey. Ace of Swords, new beginnings. Look at this beautiful sword. So you have new beginnings in the suit of swords, but you also have a new beginning in the major arcana. Look at that. And then it brings you, well, I got a little ahead of myself, sorry. Let's take back 2 cards. We finished talking about the Devil, but here you have the World. You jump from the Devil all the way to the World, the last card in the major arcana. Look at this woman surrounded by the wreath. That wreath is surrounded by all the fixed signs: Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Holding 2 wands, naked but not afraid. She has finished the journey. When we get the Devil card, it is asking us to bring our awareness to those unhealthy cycles and patterns. And if you know better, you do better. Sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes when we know better, we don't always do better. But the enlightened people that we are, I would hope that once we have made ourselves aware of these cycles, that we do something in order to break it. Here, what I think it's asking you to do within the journey. Sorry, the AC just popped on, so I'm gonna raise my voice just a little bit. The journey is asking you to become impeccable with your word. As Pisces, sometimes this doesn't come as easy to us. Finding the right words. It's not necessarily about not being able to find the right words. It's more so sometimes we just keep our words to ourselves. We're not so, yes, we're dreamy. Yes, we're abundant in thought, but we don't always share what we're thinking with others. And I'm not asking you to stop that, but what I am asking you to do is turn some of those thoughts into words. Turn some of those key insights that you have, that knowledge, that wisdom, and learn how to communicate them with the outside world instead of keeping it inside of our dream world, inside of our mind. There might be something where you start to do some public speaking. If public speaking is something that terrifies you, or you don't think you're good at it, go to a local Toastmasters club. There you can practice speech writing and speech giving. Get those hints and tips to become a better public speaker. Of course, you can go to YouTube University, but I think the journey means that you need to practice on how to communicate just a little bit better and take those thoughts out of your brain and put them into words. This journey also suggests that you're victorious. We know that you're victorious because you go straight to the World card. You don't have any major arcana out here other than the Fool, but you went from 15 to 21, 15 being the Devil, 21 being the World card. So you are victorious in this particular path. The Six of Wands also suggests that it might be creative. What are you creating with your words? Maybe you don't always have to speak your words. Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you're an artist and you communicate through your art. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the journey. There's so many different ways that it can look, but through this journey, you then come to the Ace of Swords and the Fool card. Both of these are suggesting that you begin a new journey. One of the new journeys, these are the same journey, the newness in the journey. And in the newness of the journey, you hit this kind of limitless. Remember, the Fool has this number of 0, so it's not our typical numerology 1 through 9 or 1 through 10, but it sits outside that, signifying its limitless potential. I think this limitless potential, this new beginning, also includes you becoming maybe a wordsmith. Maybe that's what it is. This is very interesting, Pisces. You also get presented with a lot of different options. You have the 7 of Cups. You get after this new beginning, you get presented with a lot of options. Maybe you start writing full-time. Maybe you start public speaking and you get offers to speak. Maybe it's just in your journal. I mean, shoot, that's a creative act in and of itself. I wonder if it's also asking you to, this new journey is asking you to gain new knowledge. So maybe reading some books or listening to some audiobooks about public speaking, about creative writing. That might be useful to you. The cards aren't saying anything else, but you know me, I want to get another card. I want to get another card. Let's see. Let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. If not, we'll just cut the deck. If we like the card, we'll take the card. If we don't, we won't. Yeah. 6 of Cups. We'll leave it here. We're absolutely going to leave it here. We're going to leave it here. But the 6 of Cups suggests that this is a safe process. This is a safe process that's going to bring you to some type of emotional cup. Remember, you have the Knight of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups and 7, 6, 7. So there's a particular emotional fulfillment that you get through this. You're gonna get these options presented to you. And once you pick your options, it brings some type of healing to you. Did you have trouble? Do you have a stutter? Do you have a stutter? Do you have a speech impediment? The reason why I ask that is because the people depicted on the Six of Cups are very young. And so I wonder, I think this card is saying that it's going to bring some type of inner child healing. Were you bullied as a child around a speech impediment? Or was your English teacher mean to you? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you definitely come to an end, maybe even a material end. Wouldn't that be crazy if you start public speaking and public writing and you start getting paid for it and it brings you some type of material wellness? What? Some material wealth? What? Some material resources? What? I think the reading is done. Do you want the reading to be done? Doesn't matter what I want. It's what the cards say. Yeah, Six of Pentacles at the bottom, 6, 6. Yeah, 4. You definitely find some victory in this. Ew, this was a fun one. Good luck on your journey. I hope this resonates with somebody. If it resonated with you, please let me know. This was a great one. I had so much fun doing this. Pisces, you guys are amazing. Aries, you're coming up next. See you in the next one.